The first day of training camp ended with a real bombshell behind the scenes that nobody saw coming.
Well, he just was feeling a little
tightness
and just like most guys,
right on the
wanna
opening
be
snap.
cautious,
The
get a
specialized
scan,
press and market
make
analysts
sure
are
he's good
already
to
in an
go.
uproar.
But he
Nobody
should be
knows
out
for
there
sure
today.
if what we're seeing is just a physical issue or the beginning of a silent rebellion for money that could fracture our secondary.
Yeah, same
even
thing.
before
He
the
felt
preseason
something,
begins. Today you'll
an
understand what's really
individual,
behind this
and
mysterious
so we're just
disappearance
being
in our
cautious
defense,
with him,
and how the
and
most explosive
we'll
connection
have
in our
a little.
offense has already begun to shape a historic season. In addition, we bring you crucial medical updates on our veterans that will dictate the course of our journey. Will this contract dispute cost us our defensive stability in the new scheme, or will we find a gem in the draft ready to take over the top spot? If you're a Packers fan and want to follow every detail of this battle, leave a like and subscribe to the channel now. This is a fan-to-fan discussion with the intensity that our history demands. Hey everyone, if you enjoy the content and want to understand the ins and outs of American football in a really simple way, or just want to support the channel's continued growth, I've put together a complete guide to the rules and mechanics of the game. For just $7.99, you can grab the official ebook and directly invest in improving our videos here. The QR code is on the screen, and the link is pinned in the first comment and included in the description. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and you can be part of this milestone. There's no time to lose. Let's get straight to the point because things have heated up in Green Bay. For those who thought the first day of practice would be just about dusting off helmets and doing light conditioning exercises, the coaching staff sent a clear message. The season started at high speed, and the center of attention on defense was young Brandon Cece. Selected in the second round of the draft, in the coveted 52nd position, the rookie didn't have time to breathe. He was thrown straight into the main team, taking on the most important snaps of the day, alongside the veterans of our main unit. This swift decision caught many people by surprise behind the scenes, but it reflects an urgent need we've been carrying over since last year. Our secondary was severely exposed at crucial moments, and the front office knows very well that there's no more room for silly mistakes this year. On paper, Cece was brought in as a developmental project, leveraging his exceptional physical attributes while he learned the dynamics of the league. But the reality of professional football is unforgiving, and his timeline needed to be accelerated right from day one. The kid showed immediate personality in the open field, sticking to fast receivers and positioning himself aggressively against the run, precisely something that was desperately lacking in our defense at the end of last season. Seeing a rookie receiving this level of confidence so early ignites a flame of optimism, but it also forces us to look at the other side of the coin. The big question echoing among the journalists present on the sidelines was, where was our undisputed starter at the position? The medical explanation of a supposed muscle injury to Keisean Nixon didn't convince anyone behind the scenes in Green Bay. Let's be realistic. Keisean Nixon's absence from practice looks much more like a financial strategy than a genuine muscle injury. Many influential journalists covering the franchise have already begun to speculate about a hold-in, which is when an athlete shows up at the facility to avoid hefty contract penalties, but feigns last-minute physical discomfort to avoid playing until they get the raise or extension they want. But here's the big controversy dividing the fans. Do his recent performances really justify this kind of power struggle for more money? From my perspective as a fan, this attitude borders on the absurd, considering what was delivered on the field. Last year, Nixon was far from a reliable defender. The numbers are cold and revealing. He was on the field for over 1,000 snaps, and the result was alarming for our secondary. 7 touchdowns were allowed directly under his coverage, placing him on the select list of the worst in the league in that regard. Furthermore, he gave up an absurd passer rating of 104.6 to opposing quarterbacks, falling completely out of even the top 70 cornerbacks in the NFL. As if that weren't enough, he committed 12 penalties and only threw 1 measly interception all season. The final straw in all this frustration was the wild card game in the playoffs, where we saw him literally dodging physical collisions on the goal line, avoiding decisive tackles that could have changed the course of the game. A player with this recent record has no right to boycott the start of a collective effort to demand new values. Hey everyone, if you enjoy the content and want to understand the ins and outs of American football in a really simple way, or just want to support the channel's continued growth, I've put together a complete guide to the rules and mechanics of the game. For just $7.99, you can grab the official ebook and directly invest in improving our videos here. The QR code is on the screen, and the link is pinned in the first comment and included in the description. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and you can be part of this milestone. Before we continue dissecting this behind-the-scenes data, I really want to know your honest opinion. Do you believe the management should stand firm and give full ground to rookie Brandon Cece to take over the starting position permanently? Or do you think we still need Nixon's experience, even with these poor numbers? Leave your comment below so we can discuss it. The atmosphere behind the scenes at training camp is one of quiet tension that contrasts sharply with the scorching July heat. On paper, the first day of activities should have been a celebration of the return of real American football, with thousands of eager fans filling the stands to support the team. But on the sidelines, the atmosphere was heavy. Journalists whispered in the corners about the real impact of Casey and Nixon's absence, and the serious expressions of the coaching staff didn't hide their discomfort. Implementing Jonathan Gannon's new defensive philosophy requires absolute focus, pinpoint synchronization, and above all, the physical presence of every player on the field. Every missed repetition now exacts a very high price later on, when the games start to really matter. Seeing a theoretically important player preferring the shadows of the sidelines to sweating alongside his teammates creates a very real internal strain in the locker room. To further complicate the situation in our secondary, the team is adopting extreme caution with Benjamin St-Juste, who missed part of the previous activities, and is being reintegrated into training with great patience. With such a scarcity of prepared options, the spotlight fell completely on Brandon Cece. The pressure on this rookie's shoulders is immense, but his focused gaze during the coordinator's instructions speaks volumes about his winning mentality. While some seem more concerned with dollar signs and future financial guarantees, the rookie is devouring the playbook and savoring every second of practice to show he has what it takes to play at the highest level in the league. If Nixon's intention was to be missed and prove the team can't live without him, the response on the field on the first day began to paint a very different picture. While our defense began the day shrouded in mystery and behind-the-scenes disputes, the offense led by Jordan Love took to the field with a mid-season synergy. And the star of this overwhelming start has a name and surname, Christian Watson. The aerial connection with our starting quarterback simply picked up exactly where it left off at the end of last year. There was no slow transition period or tactical hesitation. Right from the first team play of 11-on-11 in training camp, Love found Watson on a perfectly executed 10-yard out route on the sideline. It was a clear message to the secondary that the chemistry between the two was sharp and that they would be forcing coverage all day. And the journalists covering the practice barely had time to type their first social media updates before the subsequent havoc. Just a few snaps later, Wes Hodkiewicz posted in real time what all the fans wanted to read. On the very first offensive drive, during a simulation period, Love connected on a precise vertical pass through the middle of the defense to find Christian Watson in the end zone for a spectacular 17-yard touchdown. And Love didn't just deliver perfect passes from inside the pocket. Shortly after, reporter Ryan Wood captured another clever play from our offensive leader, a perfect run simulation, hiding the ball with rookie Marshawn Lloyd, completely fooling the defensive line to run free for 3 yards toward the corner of the end zone to score another rushing touchdown. The offense showed dynamism, creativity, and an impressive ease of scoring for a first day of official training. But why does this initial training connection deserve so much attention and could completely change the course of our season? The answer lies in a crucial detail that many casual analysts overlook by only looking at the accumulated statistics on paper at the end of the year. To understand Christian Watson's true impact on our offense, we can't simply coldly evaluate his box score for the entire season. It's true that he missed a significant portion of the beginning of last year due to recurring physical problems, which distorts his overall numbers. However, the big turnaround happens when we look at his performance when he returned to the main roster rotation and regained his rhythm. In the final stretch of the championship, Watson performed as a legitimate top 10 wide receiver in the entire NFL, going head-to-head with the league's most expensive stars. The advanced numbers are undeniable. He finished tied for 5th place in receiving touchdowns, totaling 7 crucial scores. Watson also recorded the 3rd best mark in the entire league in average yards per reception and was the 10th best in yards gained per running route. For Jordan Love, throwing to our number 9 was practically a guarantee of success. Watson had the 5th highest passer rating when targeted, was 8th in contested receptions in tight situations, and maintained the 5th lowest drop rate among all qualified receivers. Given this brutal efficiency, it's clear that the only real opponent capable of stopping Watson is the medical department. If he manages to stay healthy throughout the 17 games, the 1,000-yard mark will only be the beginning. Internal confidence is so high that behind-the-scenes projections point to between 11 and 14 touchdowns for him this year. Looking to the future and the competitive aspirations of this roster, the news that came from the medical department on the first day of training brings immense relief to the coaching staff's plans. Several of our key veterans began the period on the dreaded active physical injury list, the so-called PUP list, immediately causing shivers among the fans. However, Coach Matt LaFleur categorically calmed the nerves by detailing each case. The big and immediate news of the day was the release of Aaron Banks, who has already been removed from the medical list and was able to participate in ball work on the field. Banks desperately needs a high volume of physical repetitions in this training camp, as his first season wearing our jersey last year fell far short of expectations, and he needs to regain his confidence. In addition to him, the news about Micah Parsons is extremely encouraging for the defense. LaFleur assured that the rehabilitation of our elite defender is progressing strictly according to schedule. Those who followed the dramatic end of last year know how much Parsons' absence disrupted our tactical system, costing us valuable victories in the final stretch of the championship. In the heart of the front line, the preventive absence of Javon Hargrave from day one's activities was downplayed by the coach, who assured that there is no reason for long-term concerns about our main reinforcement in the trenches. And to top off the positive updates, Zach Tom was present at the facility and, at the end of the training session, sent a direct and courageous message to the reporters. Playing in the opening round is not a negotiable option. He guaranteed he will be on the field no matter what. This fighting mentality is exactly what our offensive line needs. Tom has established himself as the only undisputed elite veteran presence in that sector. Recent history doesn't lie and serves as a warning. When he was out last season, the team simply couldn't win a single game. The future of our franchise necessarily depends on the health of these structural pieces. Hey everyone, if you enjoy the content and want to understand the ins and outs of American football in a really simple way, or just want to support the channel's continued growth, I've put together a complete guide to the rules and mechanics of the game. For just $7.99, you can grab the official ebook and directly invest in improving our videos here. The QR code is on the screen, and the link is pinned in the first comment and included in the description. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Our goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and you can be part of this milestone.